My professor humiliated me in front of the entire class, so I spent a semester gathering evidence against her. I never thought I'd become the student who took down a professor, but Professor Winters left me no choice. It started on the first day of my dream course minus tech creative crexes. I'd waited 2 years to get into this class, rearranged my entire schedule to make it work. When Professor Winters called my name during roll, I smiled and raised my hand. She paused, looked directly at me and said, the scholarship student from community college. Let's see if you can keep up." The entire room went silent. My face burned as 23 other students turned to stare. I transferred on academic merit, but somehow she made it sound like charity. I told myself it was a one-time thing. It wasn't. When I submitted my first assignment, a personal essay I'd worked on for weeks, she returned it with a C and a note that read, "Generic storytelling, perhaps aim for something less predictable." Yet, when another student wrote about a similar topic, she praised it as refreshingly authentic. During workshop, she'd interrupt only my readings. "Let's pause here," she'd say with a theatrical sigh. "Class, can anyone explain to Emma what's wrong with this paragraph?" Then she'd smile as others reluctantly critiqued my work. The breaking point came during midterms. I'd written a piece about my grandmother's immigration story minus something deeply personal. Professor Winters read one paragraph aloud, then looked up and said, "This is what happens when we admit students who aren't ready for university-level writing. The admissions office should really consult the department first." I went to the bathroom and cried. Then I dried my tears and made a decision. That night, I started a detailed journal documenting every interaction. I recorded classes on my phone, legal in my state with one-party consent. I saved every email, every assignment with her comments. I compared my graded work with classmates who received higher marks for objectively similar quality. I wasn't just collecting evidence of her targeting me. I discovered she did this every semester, always to 1 or 2 students. Her students shared their stories. When I reached out, one had dropped out entirely because of her 3 weeks before finals. I compiled everything into a comprehensive report minus audio clips, written documentation, comparative grading samples, testimonials from past students. I submitted it to the department chair, the dean of students, and the university ethics committee. I didn't ask for her to be fired. I just asked for an independent review of my work and an investigation into her grading practices. The university moved with surprising speed. Professor Winters was placed on administrative leave pending investigation. My work was reviewed by 3 other professors who unanimously agreed my grades should have been significantly higher. Yesterday, I received an email that Professor Winters would not be returning next semester. The department chair personally apologized and offered me a position in an exclusive writing workshop usually reserved for graduate students. Some classmates called me vindictive, others quietly thanked me. One girl hugged me and whispered, "She did the same to me last year, but I just dropped the class. I don't regret what I did." Virgin bullies count on students feeling too powerless or too intimidated to speak up. They mistake our silence for weakness. But I wasn't just protecting myself. I was protecting every student who would have sat in her classroom after me wondering what they did wrong when the only thing wrong was her abuse of power. Sometimes the most important lesson you learn in college isn't in the curriculum.